If Mandela Barnes loses, it will be because of the Southern strategy. Please read the book Dog Whistle Politics, How Code Racial Plea Have Reinvented Racism and Wrecked the Middle Class.
Right.
It is pretty anomalous.
And I want to point out one other thing about Wisconsin and Senator Johnson's closing message, which
Tell us about that, because you made a reference to it on Sunday night. But for those who hadn't seen it, tell us a little bit about what happened.
Well, Senator Johnson's closing message was decidedly racist and racial against the Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, who obviously is African American, and the idea that Johnson ran on that closing argument, and that race is still as close as it is, says to me that the people of Wisconsin saw through what Ron Johnson was doing and did not allow racism and fear dictate how they were going to vote. If racism still had the power and hold over the electorate that it has had in the past, I'm not saying racism is over or anything like that, don't get me wrong, but if it had the same power as it had in the past, we would be talking about Ron Johnson has held on to his seat.
Right.
And that's not what we're talking
Especially because
about.
there was a steady...
So here's the point. Despite the racist ads, he still can possibly win. But what the Democrats need to do 24/7 is respond to the Southern strategy. You have to do what John Fetterman did, right? And how he appealed to the white working class. And what Mandela Barnes also has done. But they use horrible, horrendous, racist ads against them. And you have to respond to those ads with agape love, bringing people together, making the world a better place for all people. Remember what Dr. King said in his speech from March 25th, 1965, how black men, newly freed from slavery, with slavery, worked night and day and night, you paid zero. That means that white men don't get jobs because the slaves are doing it for free. And white men and black men, they voted together after the Civil War in fusion coalitions based upon economics, not race. And they made a huge difference. And then it got stopped by segregation.
drumbeat of that throughout this campaign.
For weeks, if not months, from Senator Johnson.
They decided to make it their closing argument because, and you know how closing arguments work. You look at all the options you got and you say, what's the stickiest thing? If that was all they had, right? It's like they didn't have another message to pivot to.
Right.
All they had was that lecture
I
time.
will say, because I go back to...
The answer is agape love, coming together, the oneness of all humanity, one race to human race, we're all one. November 9th, 2022.